The South China Sea, a vital maritime route, has become a focal point for international tension. This body of water, spanning approximately 3.5 million square kilometers, is not just a geographical feature, but a significant artery for global trade. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of goods pass through its waters, making it one of the busiest maritime routes in the world. The strategic importance of the South China Sea cannot be overstated, as it serves as a crucial link between the Pacific and Indian Oceans. China claims almost the entirety of this resource-rich sea, a claim that is based on historical maps and records. The so-called Nine-Dash Line encompasses the majority of the South China Sea, extending hundreds of miles south and east from its most southerly province of Hainan. This claim, however, is not recognized by international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, which China is a signatory to, much to the dismay of its neighbors. Countries like Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have their own claims, which overlap with China's. These nations argue that China's expansive claims infringe upon their sovereign rights and economic zones. The tension is palpable, as these countries rely heavily on the South China Sea for their economic and security needs. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan all have competing claims, each backed by their own historical and legal arguments. For instance, Vietnam bases its claims on its historical usage and occupation of the Paracel and Spratly Islands. The Philippines, on the other hand, refers to its proximity to the disputed areas and the UNCLOS provisions to justify its claims. These overlapping claims have led to a complex web of disputes, with each nation seeking to assert its rights over the same territories. The situation is further complicated by the presence of valuable resources, such as fish stocks and potential oil and gas reserves, which are crucial for the economic development of these countries, setting the stage for potential conflict. The South China Sea has become a hotspot for geopolitical tensions, with frequent standoffs between naval and coast guard vessels from the claimant countries. These encounters, while often non-violent, carry the risk of escalation, which could lead to a broader conflict involving regional and even global powers. China's assertive actions, including the construction of artificial islands, have further exacerbated the situation. Over the past decade, China has undertaken extensive land reclamation projects, transforming submerged reefs into fully fledged islands, complete with airstrips, ports, and military installations. These artificial islands serve as forward bases for China's military, extending its reach and enhancing its ability to project power in the region. And militarization of existing features have raised alarm bells across the globe. The international community, particularly the United States and its allies, view these developments with concern, fearing that China's actions could undermine the rules-based international order and threaten the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. Have raised alarm bells across the globe. The militarization of the South China Sea has prompted a series of diplomatic protests and calls for restraint. Countries like Japan, Australia, and India have expressed their concerns, urging all parties to adhere to international law and resolve their disputes peacefully.